This is your live daily market recap for Tuesday, August 16th, 2022.
Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well.
This is Dan Max at EXPI Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your daily market recap for Tuesday, August 16th, 2022. Hopefully you had a good day. Interesting market. Got a lot to talk about. Going to try to keep this shorter. If you have questions, please save them for the end. So if you have a stock questions that's specific to the sector or what we're talking about, please chime in. If not, try to save it for the end. For folks that are watching this not live, again, this channel is basically for people who are not necessarily newer to trading. There's a lot of education in the side rooms to learn, but this channel is really built for the trader who is struggling to overcome certain things or has done pretty well but having hard times repeating to win. When I say that, it means there's little things you're doing incorrectly, gambling, speculating the wrong times, gambling in the sense of all or nothing. And that's just it's what I can teach best. Again, newer folks, there's a learning curve, and experience is the best teacher. On that note, let's jump into our normal processing, right? What do we always start with? Bitcoin. Well, unfortunately, it's on silver. But let's pull up the BTC. Again, if you got any questions specific to what we're talking through, you know the typical order if you've been around for a while. So it's not rocket science. It's not rocket fuel. Monthly. Sorry, this is the clown show. I've just been busy all day. I came home. I was like, you know what? I need to do this for y'all. Why is it not showing our levels? BTC dot dollar. Come on. See in here, that's good. Why are my charts not saved? Anyway, I'll just rip through it real quick. I don't like this. Y'all know there's a trend line coming here. It's chopping and flagging. It's not really acting well. My biggest concern right now with Bitcoin, like anything in the market, gold, silver, I mean, you're literally your favorite everything. It's going to have problems. The market sells. There it is. Here you go. This flag feels reminiscent of this kind of stuff right here, where you just, I don't know, you chop higher lows, higher highs, but you don't really accelerate, and the volume just dies. Y'all see how the volume is dying? Clear as day, right? That is not good. You want it to break out with volume, or you want to just at least get away from the current prices. At this point, no, it's not, and that's the problem, right? People who like to say gold, silver, uranium, Bitcoin, whatever is immune from the market, it's not. It is absolutely not. In a bear market, this is the problem. If this is bull market, it's not holding down here. Again, we're seeing a lot of tendencies of bear market stuff, and we're going to talk about that. Repeating patterns. Oil, again, double top. At the highs, everybody was just bullish stupid. At the lows now, again, I think there is potential for what I would say just global conflict, issues abroad that could spike oil. But demand is dying for oil near term because recession, inflation, all these things, job losses, all the stuff that the market's pretending doesn't matter, and it will at some point. Keep that in mind. You would think oil would be holding up. It's not. So what does that tell you, right? Do you need to overthink it? I don't think so. Let's roll into the TLT. Held up pretty well today. Now again, you got the Fed minutes tomorrow. It seems to be holding the bottom. It's probably waiting for news. I've said this a million times. I think rates go lower eventually when the deflation becomes bad enough because of the wipeout in the market, but it could get choppy. Could retest the lows. You never know. Higher rates, bad. Market's not going to like it. We talked about the market typically follows rates. I'm not going to go back and show it today. Just check it out for yourself. Talked about the 120s. Literally popped up there, took some profit, and then stopped out. Leave it alone. The dollar. Some of the real special folks out there seem to think the dollar is going lower. I say this every video. The end of the dollar is what? A rip-roaring good time higher. It blows out. It's like Tesla. You couldn't, no one would short it, and it just went higher, but everyone hated it. Well, are you at that point in the dollar? I don't think it's that hated. I think people hate it, but they don't realize how it works. Ultimately, people will be, running to the dollar at some point in a global panic, which they always do. VIX contract rollover tomorrow. Not surprised you had some selling today, holding near the lows. I think tomorrow the unleashing of the pin action. If the FOMC minutes are what we think, I think you will see the VIX start to pick up. Keep in mind, bottoms and tops during when. OPEX are the first and last 3 days of the month. If you don't know why, check out the back to basics. Very simple stuff. The SPY. A lot of people struggling today. Oh, it's this and that and that and that. You hit the 200-day. You hit one of your potentialities, right? Short arm it, hit it, go a little higher. Well, now there's really not much left to do. So if you were layering in, you should be what? 2/3 in if you think you're going to short it. Now, if it goes higher, you can use your stops, know what you're going to lose. It's really that simple, but I know people can't execute it. Now we're at the channel high, 200-day. Volume is dying. Now, what have we said? This is a bear market if you don't believe it. The steepness precedes the drop. Real simple. You're back testing, point of control on the monthly. Could it have a wick, blowout? Absolutely. But this is a bear market, folks. If you don't know what causes bear market, stop by the Discord room. Again, market makers, what? They can't continue. Well, it's not even market. It's the Feds that are ultimately the problem here. They can't manage a soft landing, inflation, unemployment. It's all getting to get worse. If somehow you think that, it's like pretending that anti-inflation bill is going to fix this. Wrong. Absolute no way. So, SPY, you're at your targets. Who's lagging? Mr. Q's. What do we talk about? Qqq lagging. Right? Nowhere near the 200-day. Back testing this old random channel trend line here. Up near 334 or something like that. Yep. Let's see how far this goes back. This goes back to the dinosaur age in the 2020s, this trend line. Keep that in mind. I apologize for the sloppy charts. But I always tell people, you keep sloppy charts for a reason, because sometime in the future they might be important. We're there. We're hitting it. Not really hard. Any questions at this point? Doji today, volume is just what? After hours, you got that Apple upgrade to 210 or 201 by Credit Suisse. Credit Suisse. Yeah, we'll see about that. Again, we call that the buddy pass. Credit Suisse upgrades the stock so that what? All their buddies can sell, right? There's no fiduciary responsibility. It's just, hey, bud, can you do us a favor? Sell, sell, sell. Not many comments. Hopefully people are just listening. If not, taking notes. Again, you need to know what's going on. Just let me see someone say yes for real quick. But think about this. Like, if you are not prepared for all the potentialities and you're not really thinking about the market through what it is, what do we say? Trash floats last, right? Well, is trash floating last? Uh-huh. That's right. Absolutely. Look at the trash that's popping, right? What are we seeing lately? Absolute complete garbage stocks. Thank you, guys. Absolute complete garbage stocks. The meme names are back. I mean, again, every era is defined by what? Some sort of theory, like main theme. .com bubble, bank collapse, oil collapse, housing collapse. Meme stocks? They're going to blame. It's going to be hilarious. And again, I say this all the time. You're at the bear market low what? When everybody hates stocks. Do everybody hate stocks? Does the market hate stocks or the average person? I mean, yes. It should be that easy. So whenever somebody on the Discord room or someone newer is like, who's never seen a bear market, they don't realize it doesn't really end well. And we'll go through some of those scenarios, how it ends. But at this point, Qqq lagging. Now what do we say? IWM needs to start peaking. Peekaboo. What do you got here? Another doji over the 200-day. How much higher could it go? You never know short term, but the volume is absolutely dying. We'll see what happens. Gold. This is a big one. Another tell. Fed's pivoting. Gold. No. What happened yesterday? Professional gap. This is the biggest problem with people who don't want to short at the highs and take losses when wrong. Once the professional gap starts, you don't know where it's going to take you. Now, sometimes it doesn't do that. It just kind of rolls over. But if you study the past, it's probably 50-50 minimum. Because, again, the professional gap does what? It starts the professional move, right? It starts a professional move. Now, sometimes it can be a little later, or it can be right here and backs up. That's the problem here. I'd rather fish near the lows. And so for gold, what have we said? Over and over and over. Please don't own it. The market maker always needs liquidity to what? Buy at a wholesale price to sell at a retail price. Do you see volume down here? And I know people say like that, but it's like, look, no. Zoom out. Look at this. This volume's crap. However, long term, we're incredibly bullish gold. 0.382, monster cup and handle on the monthly. It's not rocket science, you know, but 0.382 is usually the max. I mean, people are like, I can't believe you called the bottom in gold but didn't buy it. And it's like, trust me, there's a lot of trades that I see that I'm just like, meh. Same thing with oil. I think it could go higher. I said natural gas is going higher. Took a couple points. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to play in that game. I don't really trust it. Do you see how sometimes part of trading is not chasing every shiny object or potential trade? Think about it, right? You set your stops, you know your limits, but you're always looking for the best trade. And what have we said? The best trade is shorting tech by far, because if anything happens in the world, tech gets hurt. Spending, global spending, unemployment, Chinese conflict, Ukraine conflict. Tech hates inflation because they can't borrow money and burn it on their investments. That's how it's always been. Silver, hit your range in the 19s. Leave it the F alone. I'm telling you guys, the best time to buy silver, unless you want to be in silver purgatory, which, you know, if you study the charts, it's basically since 2000 and whatever, the 11, the peak. And then it, 1980s, it went nowhere for a while. Now what, right? Just let it be. There will be a time. I'd rather be late to metals than early every day of the week. If you don't know why, well, then maybe you're sitting in a trade that's been losing for weeks and months, and now you're like going, oh man, he's right. Stay away from this crap. GDX, told you, do not buy the GDX when gold bottoms. Remember, what typically is going to start? Fed pivot, market smash, VIX in the 50, 60 level, everybody freaking out, and the Feds do what? They pivot. The market might still go lower later, but gold and silver will get bought 1,000%. GDX and GDXJ will benefit. And what are we saying here? GDX, look at this, lagging. Big names, poop. Leave them alone. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone, Terrence. Look at this. Now you got the retest of 35s. Notice that. Hit the May bottoms. GDX, not even close. Not even close. You see the big difference here? It should be obvious. Market makers like what? The juniors. They want the juniors. I want the juniors. I want an army of, I can't say that. I want an army of kids that'll turn into grown-ups with more upside than a bunch of grandpas going to war. So that's the reality here. GDXJ is the much better play. JNUG versus Nugget. You know what to do. AG, we told you folks. So many people on stock trades just like, oh, you got to buy it. We're like, you got to sell it. I mean, this thing is just going to fail at some point because silver was going to top. Seasonality, but we always second quarter. Take notes. If you like gold and silver, leave it alone. It is absolute purgatory. Best time to buy it is always it's like mid-December, sometime in December. Let it ride. This one just ugly. Ugly gorilla. Ugly gorilla. Ugly. If y'all remember that reference. I think it was Congo. Here you go. Popping up. Hit the 50-day AEM. What have we said? Why do we like it? Why do we like it? You got volume. Now again, please take note of all this stuff. Like I struggle with like saying the same thing over and over in the Discord room. It's like, do you not remember what we talked about last night? No, I didn't. I just watched it casually, smoking a cigarette, drinking a beer, whatever is legal in your country or state. It's like, well, no wonder you struggle with how to handle decision making during the day. It's because you don't know. Pretend you're like coaching a basketball team. And you just come up and wing it, and your opponent is $1 trillion market, and you think you're just gonna beat these guys. You're the Generals versus the Harlem Globetrotters, or the Washington Senators, or whatever that was. Newmont, again, leave it alone. I think you're probably gonna need to see the retest on the monthly at worst. The Washington Generals, I think that's what it was. AEM has volume, exactly. This stock is a dinosaur. PAAS, look what happened here. Now again, think about a gap down that's earnings. Oh, I'm on the monthly. I'm like, what am I doing? Look at this gap down. I mean, if there's demand, I see it double bottoming potentially, but it's not really holding up. You would think this volume would unlock what? Buyers. And market makers like, oh, we're comfortable bringing this down a few more points. We don't care. AEM has volume. Yeah, so again, silver, gold, miners. What do? Leave it alone. Rather be late than early. Imagine showing up to a party for hours and then just going home at some point. That's what happens if you stick around to that stuff. Letter X talked about the 25s and the 200-day. saying it before we hit it, and there we go. Again, if commodities weakening, China's weakening, I mean, commodity demand short term, X will be a teenager. Please. New core. Same thing. Getting a little excited at the highs, right? Talked about it breaking over 140s. How much higher? I don't know. Point of control now seems to be somewhere in this mid 140s. Let's see if we see anything on the monthly. I mean, I just kind of gave up on it. I don't know. Oh, there you go. 140s. Yep. I mean, that's to me the massive upside. I would watch this thing to retest in the hundreds to 90 levels later. CCJ, man, uranium bulls. You guys are so excited and just nothing happens. So maybe you guys should all band together and try to just buy up CCJ. You know, like this whole Wall Street Bets is going to find every stock under $1 million with like no liquidity. All right, well, I mean, because again, nobody's buying it here because I think smart money knows, like in a recession, the first drop, demand drops, everybody gets wiped out, baby goes out with the bathwater. Something that's great as CCJ will trade at a teenager handle. Not rocket science. VALE, leave it alone. See you in the 10-11 range. The Scott bottom, Scott B. Nice work. I think you pop, flop, trap. It's just leave it alone. Arrow, talked about this yesterday. What popped up, coming right back. I mean, again, the copper stuff should be holding up really well. It's not, you know, Dr. Copper, as they call it, right? Mosaic, this is one I would leave alone when it comes to the two of these ag names. At the volume, at the bottom, no volume. CF, again, trying to wrap it. Because, I mean, I say this every video. If you're unsure, stop by the Discord room or watch previous videos and just zoom directly into the order. It's always the same every day, or approximately. Look at the volume down here, right? Big down red, boom, stopping power, tight candle, green. And green meaning somebody stopped it. I mean, it looked like you were turning what? Turning over to flip down. Nice gap on copper. Yeah, I mean, all the metals got gap downs, and they're not bouncing back. Now, maybe they filled the gap on tomorrow's Fed minutes, but there's not a Fed pivot. I don't know how people... I don't know if the market really is just brazen, like how dumb people are these days. Like, it's like the Feds are like, we're not pivoting. We're not pivoting. We got to get inflation to 2%. And then it's like, what do you read? Everybody's partying. Fed's pivot. Fed's pivoted. We're calling your bluff. Now, we know they put some more money back into the market. They're trying to keep with liquidity, but like this is just a massive problem for them. Do you think they want to see sustained 8% CPI? Because guess what? I think we know as well as I do. If the CPI sustains, there's going to be freaking rioting in the street. People are going to be going nuts. Let's get into tech, AMD. People are like, today, oh, market's up. Your position's like, every position I'm in, looking a lot of red today. Tight, nowhere. We talked about this, the Buddy Pass. So speaking of Apple, because we talk about Buddy Pass, here's the Buddy Pass on AMD. Goldman Sachs upgrades it. That's the top. SMH. Hey, where is it? Ali Sakura. So bullish. No, sideways. Going nowhere fast. Looks kind of crappy, right? Now again, what have we said? Buy the rumor, sell the news. Well, I think the move's over. Look, you're at the top of the range. Could it get up to 250? I mean, that's always possible. You don't know. Put it into your projections potentially. However, there was sellers. See how this is what's so hard. You talk about retest. This to me is by far the way better short because look, you had the spill, retest, slightly higher high, volume dying. I mean, draw the golden arches. It's probably going to be the golden arches here of pain. Down. Get down again. That's what's going to happen, right? Apple. Here you go. Shorted today. Oh, but they're going to be an upgrade. Maybe it rips up higher. I mean, that'll be a big tell, right? How the market does tomorrow, how it handles this monster upgrade. Now, could it rip up to 175? I don't know, but you know what I'm doing tomorrow? Getting out the shopping list, shorting some Apple. I like to pick up some fruit off the shelf and short it. I mean, it's that simple. How much higher? Please don't. You bring. This is why engineers and people who are very control freaks, like very trying to control the market, like unless it gets to 175, I'm not shorting. And it's like, well, good luck, because if it doesn't get there, you are gonna be, Harry Potter meme, him, waving as it's going off to Hogwarts at his family. You get left at the train station. Don't do that. I'm telling you, you can't be like that. Meta. Here's another name. Remember we talked about at the lows, the market was strong. We're like, this is holding. Now you're back up at what? A ceiling, and you're not getting over it. Is the market really that strong? I don't think so. Don't think so, Tim. Microsoft, Mr. Softy. Love shorting this with the dollar, right? We talk about the dollar strength. Bad for Microsoft. Literally, this in their last conference call. Now you're at the point of control in the 200-day. Did you add any short today? I mean, you should have. Will it break tomorrow? I wish so. I wish I could tell you yes. Yes! Like Marv Albert. Yes. I guess that's more of a Sean Connery yes, wasn't it? Yes! It's like SNL. And Will Ferrell's asking questions. It's like, yes, Ali Shakur, you know what the shit you're talking about. Keep your mouth shut before I shut it for you. So here you go. Coming to the daily trend. We talked about this with NDAQ. Here we go. Hit the top of the range. Notice what happens when it's done. Waterfall. Water sucks. Waterfall. Whatever you want to call it. Remember Waterboy. Water sucks. Yeah, I think that's where we're going to be at soon. So I think people are waiting for the flop turn on Apple before shorting, hoping to get in before the river. Any advice on this approach? Well, if everybody's waiting for something, what's probably going to happen, dude? It's probably not going to happen. Just like when everyone thought the CPI number was going to tank the market, what did it do? It went higher. When everyone thought the CPI number wasn't going to be that bad in June, the market went lower. Keep in mind, the market is a mechanism for taking money. It's going to try to confuse the most amount of people the most amount of times to do the stupidest things possible. Maybe jumping into meme stocks today from the average person was probably not the right idea. Got it? Get it? Good. What order do I want to go in at this point? Because I've thrown in a few names here. I guess it's Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody. We got Microsoft. We went through that, hitting the 200-day. Roblox. What is the opposite for waiting for the river? Professional gap down? Yeah, professional gap downs. Like, that's the thing. We'll probably get one at some point. But also, too, like, just, Curran, you're an engineer. You're trying to say, like, what's the best setup every time? Well, the market doesn't give you the same setups every time, my friend. That's just not how it works. If it was that easy, you just set your alarms for short time, show up, punch in, punch out, and go home. It just doesn't work like that. The market's trying to trick us all the time. What becomes obvious becomes dangerous, right? Roblox, talked about it. Here you go. Comes into the 50 range, tries to break out, backs off. Things you don't see that are bullish. And you had volume. Red alert, red alert, red alert. I don't know if that's going higher. Tesla. Anyone get a short today? We talked about it. It's like, oh, look at that. Hit the 50% fib again and went a slightly higher. Closed back at the lows of the day. Smart money is not buying Tesla, folks. If Elon's selling, he knows what's coming. He said this over and over. Right? Yeah, what becomes obvious becomes dangerous. Everybody thinks Tesla's going higher. I mean, I've laughed at folks because, again, like the average person did not buy at the lows. Remember, Tesla's uninvestable. Tesla's uninvestable. Tesla is uninvestable. It's you got to short it. It's going to zero. They're making money off of what? Credits, government credits, EV credits. Piece of crap. Well, guess what? And then it goes up to 1,200. Gotta buy it. Gotta buy it. Elon's selling. Gotta buy it. Elon's selling. Do y'all see how like the market now has really convinced people for the long run? What? This is a hold? You gotta be freaking kidding me. I mean, if there's someone in here long Tesla, I don't mean to be mean, but you must be like really the type that's gullible. Because forever no one wanted it. And now if you got in here, cool. That's fine. But I still would be taking profits. Like, this is dangerous as fuck. Excuse my language, but that's the seriousness of it. Because you don't know your past. I know they got another split coming. Good luck with that. There's a reason why Buffett will never split his stock. You now are throwing tons of inventory onto the market. Dangerous. Let's add in Morgan Stanley. Where are you? MS. Just going to throw them in there real quick because I am short this. Financials in general over the 200-day. Oh, it's bearish, it's bullish, whatever. Think and look at this. You can see very clearly. You're coming into a point of control right in here. Now, how much higher could it go? I don't know. I just know when the stock spills, it spills. It's like Ron Burgundy, let the streets will run burgundy with the blood of Ron Burgundy. I totally butchered that. The streets will run red with Ron Burgundy's blood. He's trying to trade, talk, watch all this, and quote movies. all at the same time. Not that great. Check out the monthly. What do you see here? Major resistance in the 90s. Oh, does it go to 93? I don't know. But if it gets back to the 2020 highs, you think anybody's going to remember it? The streets will run red with Burgundy's blood. There you go. Get it right. Get it tight. You see how it's like, oh, you're in at 91. You're in at 92. Hey, Kerwin, what's the exact best entry? I don't know, bud. I just don't know. JP Morgan, suspended that buyback. Got problems. I'm not short this one, but I will be itching for it. Itching like athlete's foot. Milk was a bad choice. Here you go. You're back at the 50 month. How much higher? I mean, could it pull a head and I don't think it can pull the head and shoulders. Like, this is how weak this thing is, right? I just don't think it's coming back. So that's really what it is. I mean, I hope people realize, like, this is tremendously lagging for a reason. All right, let's roll through, EXPI. Here you go. Here, people talk to me about fundamentals. I'm like, throw fundamentals out the window. You're trying to get an irrational market and an irrational market participants to agree on a price. What's the fundamentals? Companies adding agents constantly, doing really good. Fail. Still think it could probably pop a little bit, but now it's even starting to turn over. You're seeing weakness everywhere, right? What's another old leader? UTHR. Right? Here we go. Head and shoulders top. Right? We told y'all, look at the volume. Double bottom, stopping volume, and then it went on a run. Now it's a head and shoulders top, right? Here's what. Do you want the Picard accent or do you want, Captain Kirk? Shields up. Shields up. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Where's the blend of that one? I'm not sure. You got to be worried about this. Shields up. Photon torpedoes incoming. This is dangerous looking. Head and shoulders top. Old leader. Remember we talk about the market is like a big wave, building, right? This is dangerous. This is absolutely dangerous. Head and shoulders top after a monster run coming into the monthly channel highs. Shields up. Immediately, red alert. What is it we say? Red alert, all staff to the bridge or whatever, Yeah, this is a problem here. So, but people will probably buy it. USO. Here you go. Talked about it. Do you want to short something that will go down in global conflict? Do you want to play this game? I don't know. I'd rather leave it alone and just say it is what it is. UNG. I think I got some messages today. Oh, I'm going to short it. I'm like, could it be a cup and handle and breaking out? Germany, you guys, anyone German here? If you are, I'm sorry. Your country just totally messed that up. Getting rid of nuclear to rely on Russian natural gas. I mean, that's I don't know if there'll be anything as epically stupid ever done in the history of the world. Well, probably some more stuff. But just self-inflicted stupidity, right? Here you go. We talked about people are like, oh, I'm going to short natural gas. I'm like, I don't know about them apples. I don't know about that. So now what? I don't know. You see the problem here is that things that are holding up pretty well, that are problematic, market ain't going to like it. We'll see. XOP talked about getting up into the 140s. What was the high today? Was that 140 exactly? 140.03. I don't trust service names one bit. I could see them spike because of a Russian conflict, but this is another lower high potentially on the XOP now. Ugh. No way, man. No way would I buy this stuff. Oh, but their fundamentals are great. You hear that word fundamentals? It's like, slap me. No. Fundamentals? Have you not learned that fundamentals is code word for sell, or fundamentals is code word for sucker? Well, the fundamentals are strong. No, if it's a bull market, it goes up. It should. If it's a bear market, old turkey says, oh, it's a bear market, Oh, it's a bear market, here's me. It's a bear market, I don't know if you want to go bullish. Yet, Ali Sakura, let's go bullish. It's like, all right, man. You do you, girl. Or bot, whatever you are. And again, I pick on people not because I don't like them, because I actually think they don't even know what they know. Buy EXPI. Oh man, no. All right, well, that's basically it. If you got any questions, let's just roll into it. I got some time, got through all the names. You know, someone's probably going to push some penny stock. Some bot's going to push AMC, and then what? I don't know. Oh, XBI. Let's talk about it. Good one. Good. We talk about 95. Oh, the market's so strong. It's like, this is like a retail, I would call wet dream for the last couple weeks. They had to buy it, and it was clearly a double bottom. We talked about here. How many people remember Wild Warrior asking about XBI and shorting it? I'm like, you better watch the 100-day, because if it holds, you actually could buy it. Because look, what happens here is chop, one last test, boom. Now you're at the point of control in the 90s. Could it get up to, I don't know, 98? Anything is possible. I don't know, man. I don't like to play this game of, you know, because I think most of you guys and gals who've been trading for a while, you always know, like, there's no guarantees. Like, they don't ring bells at the top. They don't ring bells at the bottom. Like, that's how, you know, when someone asks me, like, where do I get in? That, to me, instantaneously says, you are a novice. Do you hear me ever going, like, where's the best, like, here, I gotta, you know, hey, guys, what's the entry for this trade? And it's like a swing trade. And it's like, I always put prices, right? I talk about specific prices, like areas. I don't go 91.75, gotta go. Well, maybe sometimes it could be 95 like this, but maybe, I don't know. Oh boy, Fubo. All right, stonk squeezer. Let me guess. One of those apes. One of those people who believe what? We got to make our money back from the market makers. It's like you're going into a casino and complaining that you're losing trading or losing gambling. It's like unreal. Remember this stock when this thing? Yeah, exactly. You want to buy this. I can't even. Fubo TV. I remember this stock because it was hot. Shit was hot. How much higher? Oh, yeah. I did see Elon selling. I mean, obviously buying some Manchester United. I mean, how much higher? I mean, this is like this, again. You play in Pennyland, you hope you're right. I don't want anyone, like, again, like I show this stock and someone's going to be like, oh, look at that chart and the volume and the price action. Oh, it's going to be, it's like, you didn't want it down here. Now it squeezes. It becomes the what? Play Trader Magazine penny stock of the day. And it goes higher. And you go, well, it's going to the moon. Look at this is how, man, people say like, oh, you're such a mean guy. And I'm like, no, I'm just trying to be honest. Honestly, I'm probably one of the nicest people you'll ever meet because think about all the generosity of time and trying to help people. Someone's going to go in there and go, well, the stock was at 34. I got to buy it at 6. Like, what? This is a short squeeze. How much higher? Oh, let's Wall Street bets. I mean, next time you lose at the bookies, just go there and go, well, you know what? I didn't want to bet on Manchester United. Give me my money back. Pay me. Do you not realize, like, do people not realize the casino? I mean, they clearly haven't listened to the Livermore book like we recommend. The market was created to take your money. It's another casino game. Oh, pretending we're going to take back our money and we're going to break the system. I mean, honestly, that is some of the dumbest shit I think I've ever heard. The system's unbreakable. You're breakable. I'm breakable. The system isn't breakable. Now, it could have what? Malfunctioned temporarily? Could you get lucky? Yeah. That's what you're going for. You're playing the lottery ticket game. Any other tickers? Yeah, Man U's only 2 billion market. Are you sure? I haven't looked at it in a while. I thought it was like 5 billion at one point. But maybe that's even gotten. I mean, who's their best player right now? I mean, I follow soccer a little bit, but I don't know. The market is a boiler room's wet dream. It is. Ronaldo, yeah, but Ronaldo's like, it's kind of crazy. He's timeless. It's like, yeah, their best player, this guy Ronaldo. You ever heard of him? Yeah. I just haven't paid attention much to EPL. I had a good buddy of mine who was, his dad played for Leicester City, so I used to watch a lot of it when they started coming up. And then after that, I was like, they're good. But I don't like, did they say Varney? Or what is that his name? Varney? 37 years old. Yeah, no doubt. Dude's freaking timeless. But, yeah, Man U, I don't know. Got any other questions? I mean, you got my brain. I mean, oh, what up, AP? Oh, AP knows soccer. Why is it Twan's 411? That's an interesting name. Y'all got questions? Let's do this real quick. I mean, again, Microsoft. What's my favorite shorts? Microsoft, right? Dollar's going higher. This company is literally, I mean, think of like the major mountain ranges in the world. Dangerous. Oh, but you don't short highs. No, we didn't. You know, well, some of us shorted some of these highs, but look. This is the backside, folks. Put your strap in your snowboard, grab your skis, make sure they're waxed, get ready. Apple, buddy pass tomorrow. Oh my God. How many calls have been bought? Somebody was posting it like, what are the biggest option trades going on in the market? Everyone's buying calls up here. And then it was Tesla. Oh God. You bought Tesla calls today. Oh, nice. What time? Yeah, I think that spike in the vol and the spike in Tesla was what? First thing in the morning? You go pull up the what? 60-minute? Reddit's going to send it. It's like, okay. I mean, maybe they will. I mean, what's Reddit? Yeah, look at that. You pop at the first thing in the morning. Buy calls. Give you hope. Pull the rug out. Fubu going to explode again. Reddit going to send it to $10. I mean, maybe they will. I guess the question is, if you buy Fubu, when are you going to get out? All right? Who's got to be the last sucker? I mean, I love seeing people try to take money from Wall Street because that's what we do for a living. But to believe like somehow the game is not going to just beat the crap out of us for that. I mean, it's like, again, people who are holding AMC for the hundreds or GameStop. Sox or Lab D. Again, I don't need to pull up the Sox or Lab D ever. I never will. I don't care. Because why? Why? Because I just need to look at the I need to look at the underlying ETF. Costco looks definitely a little interesting. Is this a novice gap? If you don't know what a novice gap is a gap that precedes the trend reversal. Clear as day? Clear as day, right? Novice gap, long wick. Now, that wick says something, right? Let's go look at the intraday. Got up there. Look at that candle. Someone was just like, get me out. Now, the volume wasn't insane. But at this point, I mean, the market makers, look at this crap. Y'all, do you guys understand how the market makers probably got a lot of stock down here, sold some down here, probably reloaded right here, and then been like feeding it all the way up? I like that. Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things where what retailers typically do okay going in later in the year. But again, it's like they popped on the Target Walmart news, and it's like, well, they didn't guide down, right? They didn't guide down. I mean, I would watch this 550s area. Now, you can see how the volume at price zone, right? Do y'all see this on the left? Do you know what volume at price is? Yeah, it definitely looks like a big wonky head and shoulders. It looks like Chunk from Goonies' right shoulder. See at the volume at price, like this is where the market makers are testing. Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4, testing. So at this point, I would be looking to short this. Let's pull up. Yeah, I didn't even take a chance to check at the Walmart today. Just thinking like that. Let's check it out. I mean, they guided down. I mean, look at all this volume, man. They're doing some squeeze plays. Now, how much high? Again, Walmart, people are like, oh, it's great in a recession. Is it? Do you remember how it's acted in previous recessions? Because I do. It held up okay in 2008, 2009, but it's still 62 down to 40s, but it went sideways for a couple years. I mean, I guess if you just want to lose less, it might be a nice place to hide. But again, I mean, you're at this point where the 20-month, there it is. Oh, shit. 20-month turning down, volume at price, point of control. Back testing old trend lines. Like, see, this is the problem. It can get really wicky, like DJ wicks. Wick. Like, that's probably the problem here. OPEX is Friday, end of day with all these calls. Their historical rug pull bin this afternoon, or will it be a midweek with all the greed? Again, the VIX rollover tomorrow. Fear and greed index, incredibly high. And now people keep talking about the ES short positioning. Look at the NQ position. It's not short. It's actually long. And there's a lot of, and this is the thing. It's like, I used to have Bloomberg Terminal. Used to mess around with that stuff. I realized, like, what? Do I need to pay for that? No, you can get it on Twitter. Mostly people follow the right people to talk about it. But it's like, what does the market want you to know, what it doesn't, right? Like, that's the problem here. It's like, oh, people talked about what? Oh, high cash levels. Like, yeah, there's been high cash levels before and the market dropped. Did you run Penn? No, I haven't run Penn. Honestly, I've given up on Penn. Notice again, Portnoy. Where'd he go? Crickets. Best trader in the world. I mean, it looks like all these stocks, like chop tops, reference points, all sorts of things. Now, the stock will not be immune. I mean, it looks like EXPI. Literally, it's like meh! Like that laugh. Meh! Yeah, okay, man, I got it. What other stocks? Home Depot. I mean, again, going into this stuff, I think this is the thing that I think people looked at is they looked at Home Depot, they looked at Walmart, and they go, well, these things are going up. I got to get in. Whoa. Did it really just hit the 200-day or did it short arm it? Look at that. Short armed it. No surprise. Wait. It's like eating mushrooms, watching the daily recap. No. Interesting. Will we all not agree that's interesting where it kind of failed at? Oh, shit. Okay, well, you got this high volume candle. You're near, I mean, I would honestly, if you could see mid 330s on Home Depot. Down. Home Depot. Short. Yeah. It's short going to Lowe's. Home Depot's going to the Lowe's. At some point, right? Maybe that's a bad pun, but man, why did these things not draw? Down. It's like, what's that guy's voice? I can't do his voice off the fly. People realize I can do a lot of voice, but I don't do them on the fly. I have to like warm up into it. But I don't know about this one. It looks like a big ass left shoulder, maybe right shoulder. I mean, I'll say it over and over. There's nothing safe, man. There's nothing safe. I mean, if you want to believe in safety, then maybe you should buy insurance. I don't know. Maybe buy a parachute. I mean, this plane ultimately goes down. Like, I'm always amazed. Like, you're like, oh, the soft landing, it's going to happen. It's like, when have the feds ever navigated anything correctly? I mean, intentionally, I think they blow it all up. Why? Because their friends can then unload unlimited amounts of stock at the high, scare you and I to the bejesus, like the world's going to end, and then they could buy the stock back and, like, make money the whole time. It's like, I mean, it's a rigged game. Duh. Oh, man. Any other questions? Because I can wrap this up. You've got my full attention here for the next... I was going to let this run till, I've got my recording 44 minutes. It's going to, like, stop at an hour. And if not, I'll just, I'll stop. I don't know if I can stop recording and still talk. I think I can. All right. If you got any questions, stop by the Discord room. Leave a comment, description below. Hit me up. I'm going to roll out here. Stop recording, but we're going to keep streaming. Cheers.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, your PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.